Greetings and welcome to another excellent chess video. Now let's see here. We got puzzles. What is going on? Right off the bat, what I see is this e4 bishop for white is kind of at it looks like to be the center of the wheel, the spoke. I mean the hub of the wheel. He's threatening to take my bishop. This queen, or oh man. I'm threatening to do stuff like bishop takes bishop. I'm double attacking this bishop. I'm attacking this rook on this. I'm thinking of bishop takes bishop. The problem he's got is that queen takes bishop. I hit him with just rook takes rook. Problem is, if I go bishop takes bishop, he hits rook takes rook first. Rook takes rook, and then he can recapture, no problem. So I think I need to remove the check opportunity for white. If rook takes rook, and now if he plays queen takes rook, bishop takes bishop wins. Rook takes rook. If he plays rook takes rook, then he's just dead lost. Yes, correct. You're dead lost. It was the hub. It's an overloaded piece. The queen was overloaded. This looks like the winner to me. There it is. Jackpot. All right, the next one. What are we doing here? Now, obvious move, queen e3 check with queen takes free rook upcoming. The problem is for him, queen e3 check. If he moves king to the b file, we hit him with rook to b8. This is just absolutely winning. Oh, baby, rook checks. Is this the move? Or I don't think we take the rook. I think we check him. Oh, we'll take your queen, thanks. Now, Bobby Fischer, don't be greedy. What's he threatening to do to me? My dad's rule number 2, rook to d8 is a checkmate. So, was haben wir? That's a good question. That jerkweed. Check. We can check this guy. Queen f2 or queen e2 check. Queen f2 check. If he goes to the dark square here, what is this getting us? Queen c5 check wins the rook and stops the checkmate. So the thing is, as dark squares help. So queen f2 check seems to be the winner. If he goes to the back rank, queen takes free rook is check, and we can take the rook and not get checkmated. If this is the whole thing, this is a dark square complex theme. He's dead, Jim. There's no checkmate for you, Sonny. All right. What do we got now? Woo, look at this. Well, we've sacrificed our queen. The move that jumps off the board to me, bishop to g4 check. You know, first impressions, you know. So f3 for him. Now what? Good question. Bishop takes pawn, rook takes bishop. Knight to f2 check. Rook takes f2. Oh, we can just play, you know, I'm looking at this idea. Bishop g4 check is good, but its f3 is strong. And this is one of the things, if this is not working and it's not working. Knight takes f2 check. Reverse the moves. Knight takes f2 check. Rook takes f2. Bishop to g4 check. This is a fence rook right here. And so knight checks on f2 makes the fence rook prevent the king from moving. So knight takes pawn check. Rook takes knight. Bishop g4 check. Rook to e2 or rook to f. You're dead. He's dead, Jim. Check and then check with the other bishop. Hasta la vista, baby. Checkmate. All right? This is not common. This is very difficult what you've seen. You know, I'm just taking stock with my chess eye first, just taking the first thing that comes to mind. You score more points the faster you do these within reason. So, all right. Now, this is kind of a thematic opening kind of a setup here. So what I see is knight takes knight, bishop takes knight. I'd love to play fork d4, but I don't have that. But Because if I play d4, knight takes knight check, bishop takes knight, d4, bishop takes free pawn, he's safe. However, I have knight takes knight check, bishop takes knight. Knight moves up to e5, clearing control of the pawn by the queen to go to d4. You're toast. This pawn fork is unstoppable. This is thematic from the opening. Now, here's the deal. He's threatening my knight to scare me. I can't be frightened. All right. My dad used to dog me, and I'll explain it to you. It's pawn takes knight wins. I'm attacking his queen. You can't take my bishop. I mean, you can't play bishop takes knight. Okay, so let me go back here and let me show you this. This is very important. My dad trained me to be a butt whooper. So I saw this. This is thematic. I've seen this before from I don't know what opening specifically. That really doesn't matter. The naming of the opening that this occurs in, or openings actually, and what color formation is irrelevant. But I recognize this as a thematic attack. Knight takes knight, bishop takes knight. And then I want to fork him, but I can't, so I have to get the in-between move. The Zwischenzug is the in-between move in German. Attacking the bishop, threatening to fork his king and queen. He has to respond, which he did. And then I play d4. I see all of this up here in my chess brain because I'm primed for this from tournament chess and playing at chess club, 5-minute chess, what have you. You see, the secret of chess to a degree when you play in tournaments is to go. You're at the tournament, and there's a giant opportunity to watch other players. And I would go watch other players. The higher the rating, the better, because I want to see what is my competition up to. Okay, so let's do this. Bing, 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 bing. Okay, we're opening up the ability to play d4 with a threat. The momentum is with us. Okay, we're capturing, we're checking, what have you, and then we hit him with d4. Now, my dad made me immune to threatening. My bishop threatens my knight. Are you crazy? I'm not afraid of this. My dad used to take my piece from me, and he's like, he's got the piece that he took from me. I use this as a visual aid. He's like, got your bishop. What are you going to do now, Bobby Fischer? Today he would say, I got your bishop. What are you going to do now, Magnus? So what happens is, like, my dad is doing that to antagonize me, and I'm 6 and change, 7 years old, 8 years old, and my dad is antagonizing me with his bullying techniques, and it was for fun. It wasn't your total garbage. Okay, it wasn't vicious, destructive bullying. It's bullying in a pure form, but this is what you're going to face, son. So I'm going to give it to you in the friendly context. So by the time you get it from somebody else, you're like, whatever, dude. That doesn't bother me. Oh, bishop attacks my knight. What does it mean, squat? Because I'm going to take your knight and focus. It trained me to focus on my business. And my business is going to be so important. Pawn takes knight. That I'm threatening his queen. He can't take my knight because I'm just going to go pawn takes queen. Okay? And this is the key. So now my dad might have known this because he was a college professor. I don't know this. I'm just a kid, right? I'm 6, like almost 7 years old. And I'm 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. In the 70s, when the clock turned, when the calendar goes from 1969 to 1970, I was 7 years. My birthday is like 3 days before New Year's Day. All right, at the end of December. I'm literally 7 years old when January 1st of 1970 hits. And, I'd already been playing chess with my father. And so, literally, I am not joking with you when I tell you we played chess the entire decade of the 70s. And it's literally thousands of games. My dad was a freak. Now, and in the 70s, there wasn't a lot of other distractions. You watch TV shows, what have you. And then sometimes, there wasn't anything that my dad wanted to watch on TV. It's like, you want to play chess? I'm like, sure. Okay. Because it was just another game. We would play Monopoly or Battleship. Not my dad, but my brother or my friends, what have you. My dad is like, the only game we shared is chess. So we would play chess, and it's on like Mortal Kombat, okay? Or like if you're old enough to have played Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat in the early 90s, that's what chess was for us. It was Mortal Kombat. Finish him. Okay? That's what my dad and I played chess in the 70s, and it was Mortal Kombat before Mortal Kombat. All right? And this is the thing. That's how I got this. Is that your bishop f4 doesn't distract me in the slightest, because when I played my father in chess and he was beating the crud out of me because he was an adult and I was a kid, he's preparing me, okay, to become a monster in the game, relatively speaking. So I ate this problem for candy. I spotted the thematic attack, executed, noticed that there was a counter threat, and sidestepped the counter threat, because I've been trained for Mortal Kombat. Whoop-de-doo. Now, there's a lot of other things that had to happen to become a tournament chess winner. It is very difficult, but once you do it, it feels good. Even when it was you're beating 1700s and below, okay? When you're 15, 1600, 1700, and you finally win a chess tournament, it's like, dude, I won a chess tournament against dudes that, these guys are all older than me. They were all older than me. These were grown men I was beating, okay, as I was climbing my way up the ladder to do my business. So I had to stop here, give you the analysis. And, I never even thought of it before. So literally, as we speak, that's when I realized my dad was using Mortal Kombat to train me before Mortal Kombat was even invented, by about, 12 years or so. So that's really good. So now that's 4 problems in a row that we solved. Let's see if we can get number 5, okay? Good luck to me. All right, what's going on? First thing we notice, bishop takes check. So bishop f2 check. We're attacking his queen, he's attacking my queen. So one of the things off the bat, queen takes rook check, remove the liability is what I call this. King takes, bishop takes. So I can win an exchange right off the bat by playing queen takes rook. What do we materially? We got okay. We got 3 minors. He's got 3 minors. He's got a rook ahead of us, though. He took my rook in the corner. So I'm thinking, no, we're not going to win his queen. We're going to try and checkmate him. I hope, I guess, But if we go queen takes rook, king takes queen, bishop takes queen, rook takes queen, and then rook takes here, he's going to be sitting with 1 rook and two minors, and we're going to be sitting with 1 rook and 3 minors. No, we're going to lose this one. We can win a piece back for sure by playing queen takes rook, desperado fingers. Queen takes rook, check. King takes queen, bishop takes queen. He's got to move his knight or take my bishop. Rook takes bishop, rook takes knight, and we're winning a piece, but we're a piece down. That doesn't seem the greatest we can be. Bishop checks is no good. I could technically play queen to h3 because now there's another idea. Bishop takes f2 check, rook takes, queen to g1 check. We're trying to get to a situation where we take the queen. So bishop f2 check, rook takes bishop, queen g1, rook to f1, queen to e3 check. He can't interpose the queen. So if he moves his king, Actually, that's a check. That's not a checkmate. Queen goes, it's checkmate. So bishop f2 is crushing because rook takes check. And if he moves his rook back, we're just going to checkmate him. And if he goes king over, we play bishop takes queen, and our queen is still unattacked. Goodbye. Queen takes free rook. Check. And he still can't block it. Ugh! Okay, that was awesome. Let me go back. This one's a little more complicated. But this is the puzzle competition that you're doing. And what happens here is, okay, he plays, this is a bad move. Not obvious. Okay, that's the first thing we want to look at here, is that this is not obvious. Now, the thing is, the reason I have the name chess professor is because in college, my area of study, mathematics and science, mostly physics, but some chemistry. So I was taught by, PhD physicists, PhD chemists, PhD math professors. Okay. Scientific method. Oh, yes, baby. I'm quite good at it, as you can see. And so what I did is, I applied my lessons of scientific method to studying chess. And it's really weird. Okay. You see all these players that are really good at chess. And you're like, how did you get to be good at chess? You can't go to the University of fill in the blank city, okay, and go, oh, I'm going to go take this. I'm going to take the chess class. There is no chess class. I say that there might be one somewhere, but no, I'm from the Houston, Texas area. So at University of Houston or Rice University, which is a private university, those are the two big schools in Houston. But if you go to U of H or Rice, there's no chess class setup structure. Doesn't exist. I don't know. I never questioned it or sought to find out if there was any chess clubs or what have you. I just never really thought of it. But there's no classes that you take. So it's like chess is one of those things where it exists in its own space. You can go learn math, you can go learn physics, you can go learn chemistry, you can go learn medical science, you can learn biology of many different varieties, all of which have programs run by professors, etc. There's none of chess, essentially. Okay, you can go and learn about being a plumber. You can go learn how to be a heating and air conditioning technician, because that's a super powerful job. Okay, there's no powerful job of chess, so there's whatever. There's no classes. So I use scientific method. So, and what you learn when you go and play chess, well, first thing that happened here is that we retrospectively look back and say, what should white do? Retrospectively, there's a vicious attack on f2 happening, and white played the natural-ish move of attacking this queen to get it out of the face. The normal player, after knight h4, goes, queen to h3, gets out of trouble, okay? But as someone who's a, trained chess player, etc., I'm looking at other things because I studied chess books written by different people from different backgrounds, okay? And, my spidey senses, you're all familiar with spidey senses from probably the Spider-Man movies, if not comic books. I'm a comic book guy, so that's where I learned it. The spidey senses is made up by Stan Lee. Turns out, though, in chess, they exist in a chess form. And it's like, man, you feel it. Okay, you just feel that there's something here. All right. And that's why I said, well, the simple move would have been queen takes rook, and I went to this instantly. And I'm winning material, but I'm going to end up breaking even, which is okay. As my dad would say, play the chess moves you see. Now my dad wasn't as, eventually I became way stronger than my father. And he can't see the moves I could see. He could appreciate the moves that I played and showed it to him. He had enough skill to be able to appreciate strong play, but the concept of playing bishop takes f2, he's like, that's an idiot move. That'll never work. It's against your eye, your natural eye to sacrifice this bishop. It just seems wrong. But, he had his ability and my ability rose through training and what have you by himself, and then my own training added onto it. So I'm much higher. So bishop takes f2. This is a disruptive move because what's happening here, the thing about chess is that my dad had the great foresight of what's he trying to do to me? What is my opponent trying to do to me? He's trying to take my queen, all right? And then the flip side of that coin is, well, what am I trying to do to him? Well, I'm trying to take his queen. And so I was on this early. This is my dad's influence, okay? And so he's attacking my queen, I'm attacking his queen, but it's my turn. I have the advantage of having the move. I could play queen takes rook, king takes queen forced, bishop takes queen, rook takes bishop, and then rook takes knight, and then we're even. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm winning a pawn by, well, actually, I'm not winning a pawn. I'm even. I'm getting back to even. I'm down a piece, but I'm getting back to even, which isn't terrible. But is it the best move? No, it's not. I felt my spidey senses told me there's more. So I'm like, okay, I have techniques and powers that I have abilities and powers my father did not have. It's because my father learned chess as an adult. He taught me chess as a child. And the advantage is I had my child brain already going, which is why you want to train anybody at anything that they show interest in at an early age, because it grows. If you haven't seen it, there's TV footage of Tiger Woods with his father. He was hitting the ball when he was like 2.5 years old on TV because he was a phenomenon at that point. There isn't obvious any kind of documentation of Mozart, who was playing music at a phenomenal level at the age of 4. But these things happen because the sooner you get the thing that the person is good at in their hands, a lot of times it's by luck. They have the chance to, their mind grows in a different way. So my father learned chess as an adult, so that kind of growth was not available to him mentally. But I got it as a relatively young child and young enough to become a good player. All right. So I see that, he's attacking my queen, I'm attacking his queen. But if I can wrangle a maneuver of like bishop takes f2, rook takes f2, queen checks, stepping out of the attack. I step out of the attack with check. And I easily calculated that he comes back. I hit him with this other step out of the attack with check, queen to e3 check. He's screwed. He can't move his king. His queen has to move, and he's toast. I'm just going to checkmate it. All right? And that's the thing. I'm using the concept of stepping out of the attack of the knight with check by first decoying this rook to a bad square, which allows me to check his king. So the decoy move here, bishop takes f2 check, this is a decoy move. And this is the point of scientific method. There's 14 different tactics in chess, and they've all been documented scientifically. And so knowing that specifically allows you to branch out and learn how to do, and I'm explaining to you what I'm doing. So I've decoyed this rook to a horrible square. Why? Because I'm going to step out of the attack with a check. And if he moves the rook, I'm going to annihilate him. If he goes rook to f1, queen to e3 check, stepping out of the attack again with check, and now his king is paralyzed. Queen e2, queen takes queen is checkmate. He can't play the natural move of rook f1. He can't play the natural move king to e2. Bishop is guarding that. He played king to f2, and so I go queen takes. My father would go queen takes free rook check. You're winning, okay? So my dad wasn't good enough to see this combination on his own, but was completely able to appreciate this and understand, oh my God, this is fantastic. Okay? And that is just years and years of practice and training. Okay? And then what you saw is that in 2 minutes, 25 seconds, I solved this problem. And like I said, now if it takes you 10 minutes to solve this problem, that's great. It doesn't matter how long I tell you. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get it. Now, in this test, this is a test. These 5 problems were a test. Time is part of the test. So I am pressured to do a faster solution for more points, okay? For yourself, you'll know when you're a strong player, 2000, what have you, or getting in that vicinity, that you're going to have to start, getting this, speed element increasing. Because now here's the thing. When queen takes rook check wins, because when he defends himself, king to c1 or king to c3, bishop takes queen, it's over, and then queen takes free knight. Okay, it's over. That's why he resigns. So for most of you, and I don't know any of you, obviously. I haven't talked to you. I don't know your abilities. Don't be stupid. Do what my father says. Play the moves you see. If it's the best move, great. If it's not the best move, that's also great. You've got to go, you start on step 1 when you climb the stairs. You got to go to stair 2, stair 3, what have you, okay? So you go, do what you can do. And if your move isn't the best move, find out what the best move is and learn what you can, okay? This is a very difficult problem. Let's go back. There we go. He makes the mistake that is, it doesn't look like a mistake, but it is. Or it may not actually be a mistake. There's a double attack on this knight. Here, that's why he moved it. I've got bishop and queen on this knight. He is in trouble. Big time. He can't move the knight. He's made a different mistake somewhere previous to this. This is not the mistake. This is the move that okay, so I was wrong earlier when I said it's a mistake, knight h4. Knight h4 is not really a mistake. The mistake has already happened in advance. And this is the thing of scientific method and studying chess to become a strong player. That, my first gut reaction was not correct. And that's okay. In chess, the only way to be good is to recognize you have made a tiny mistake and go, well, okay. I made a tiny mistake. I thought this was the mistake. This move is not the mistake. He's already dead, apparently. Allowing this to occur. Something else happened. So this is the only chance to survive, because the normal player is going to play queen to h3. Only highly trained, strong players, which is why you see this is a 2700 problem, okay, are going to figure out that you got an out for even with queen takes rook check. That's a very good move, not the best. The best move, bishop takes f2 check. And then you have to have, not only is good move and tough to find, bishop takes f2 check, but then in the video, there's the pressure. Well, if you play that move and it's wrong, you look like an idiot. Okay? So there's a pressure element. Not much to me, but there is a pressure element, and this is the key. This is why whenever I watch those, guys that I watch, Hikaru, um, Magnus, etc., I'm watching these guys and I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Who's winning? And I'm interested to see who's winning, but I want to see, why that person won. I like to watch good players, obviously. I watched a short video. One of the Indian grandmasters annihilated Magnus. Just annihilated him. I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? He made him look horrible. And, I like both of those guys are fantastic players. It's not a personal preference, we're watching this. I'm watching this to learn from it. And man, he dissected Magnus, and I've never seen anyone do it before, so it was fantastic to see it happen. I felt bad for Magnus, but I felt great for the other guy. So it's like, it's a conflict. But objectively, scientifically, you're finding we're looking for the disruption, and the disruption move was bishop takes f2 check. So this is a disruptive move because we're trying to side, the lesson that I'm trying to show you here that I realized, and you got to see it through the entire process. I don't edit these videos because if I did, you'd think, you're fake. You're making it look, good when it wasn't that good. I don't edit these videos. It just leaves a bad taste in the viewer's mouth. You're not really that good. You're not seeing what's real. What you see is real. There's no editing. This is a disruption. And the disruption is just devastating. He can't play king to d2. I'm taking his queen. Okay? Bishop takes queen. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. If he played king to d2, that's a good question. What am I going to do? And see, that's another probably bishop to e3 double check. King takes e3 is forced. I don't know, man. It's hard. Oh, yeah. Queen. The whole point of this disruptive move, bishop f2 check, is sidestep the attack on my queen with a check. So bishop f2 check, king to d2, very dangerous move. Bishop to e3, double check. He can't take my queen. He has to move his king. The most dangerous move to me would be king takes bishop, and now he's attacking my queen again. But I hit him with queen. Wow, I hit him with queen to h3 check. He can go knight f3, and I can pile on this knight with knight to d4. Man, this is nasty stuff. I don't know, man. This is crazy. I'm glad he didn't play king to d2. That's very difficult. He played the natural move is rook takes. Okay. And I'm going to tell you right now, if he plays king to d2, I'm not sure that bishop e3 wins. It might. King takes e3, queen checks. Knight f3 is a nasty move. He's got rook, king, and queen defending this knight. Knight comes up, and I don't have a guaranteed win here that I can see at this moment. Got to be honest. Got to be honest with yourself. Got to be honest with other people if you want to be good. So this was a crushing, chaotic, I told you this disruptive move. So he plays the most natural move because it looks like it's winning. This is the problem with rook f2. It looks like it's winning on the surface. But we sidestep with queen g1. He can't go back. He sees now he can't go back because I'm just going to, check him and checkmate him. So he has to move. And then it's queen takes free rook check. And at this point, it's over. He resigns because I'm going to take his queen and I'm going to take his knight too. And this knight's a dead man as well. Well, he might survive with knight c7, knight d5. So lots of stuff hidden in these problems, okay? You can go back and look at them from the beginning. I don't have that luxury. I'm recording, and then when it's over, then I stop recording. Then I can go back and look. But I can't go back and look now. But I wanted to give you this because it came up, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully you enjoy this. It's been longer than anticipated, but man, it's really good stuff. And that's the thing. It's all live without planning, and things happen. Sometimes it takes longer or shorter, whatever. But fantastic 5 problems in a row, solved relatively fast, which is part of the process. So, like I was saying before I just interrupted myself, be the best you can be. Find the best moves you can find. If they're the best moves, great. If they're not, learn how they can be better. Keep going. Be a little bit better every day, and eventually it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Glad to see you guys here. Leave me a comment, question, what have you. Be glad to try and help you out. So I guess that's everything. I guess the only thing left to say is like and subscribe.